We didn't know what natural gas was. And then they came and they started drilling, and we were just all amazed, everybody is.
So that's it? That's the gold mine?
Or maybe more of a silver mine.
What's gone on the last few years has been nothing short of a miracle.
The shale revolution has turned the energy world upside down.
Western Pennsylvania, the new Saudi Arabia of the United States.
So fracking is the process of bringing natural gas from deep underground to above ground. And it involves high pressure water and various chemicals that travel below ground in order to break up the rock formation and free the natural gas or oil, which then returns up to the surface. We've only really had it here in Pennsylvania since about 2010, and it's just grown since that time.
How long has this farm been here?
Since 1837. But I started farming here in 1974 with 20 milk cows.
Was there good money back then in dairy farming?
It was, in the 70s, it was really good. In the 80s, it got a little iffy. 90s started getting better, and someone wanted to buy them, and I knew it was time to sell the dairy cows. So then I went into beef. Farming's just tough right now. And probably, it's not a good thing to say, but I'm probably the last generation on this farm because younger people do not want to put the hours in. And the money's not there, you know.
And so then the gas came.
The gas came.
And new money came.
And it kept the farms going. Not just my farm, but all the farms were pretty much going. It's radically changed in the last 10 years. The three counties here in the north supplies 10% of the whole United States natural gas supply.
This small part?
Yes. If you put it on a map, it'd be just a little circle, but it's right here.
10%, that is a gold mine.
It is.
Pennsylvania has the Marcellus Shale Formation, and the Marcellus Shale Formation stretches from the southwest corner of the state and swoops across the state to the northeast portion. And so this is a formation millions of years old with millions of cubic feet of gas available to be pumped out or pumped to the surface. And so as a result, we've seen incredible development within the state of Pennsylvania with thousands of natural gas wells coming into existence over the past 10 years.
This is the production well here. There's one well. We were the first well drilled in the township. There's now 16 other pads like this, and most of them are bigger.
This is the bent scooter pad. It goes down 2,000 feet, turns, and there's one line that goes to the north about 2 miles, and one line goes to the south about 2 miles.
In the United States, when you buy a piece of property, typically you own all the way from heaven, all the way up in the sky to hell. And so anything that is beneath your property, including natural gas or oil or coal, whatever it may be, is typically something that you own. And you have the right to sell that or to lease it. So what we've seen here in Pennsylvania, we've seen lots of folks who lease out their land to a natural gas company, and in exchange, they receive a payment from that company.
Oh, when they started, it'd be nothing to get $20,000 a month.
20,000, that's a lot. Or isn't that a lot? Were there people who got even more than that?
Yeah, because it's based on your acreage. There's some farms around here that are 600 or 700 acres.
So they got, what?
Over 100.
A month?
Yeah.
If you were lucky enough to be part of an oil and gas, or a gas well, then, you know, if you're a farm, you've got money to improve machinery. In our case, you know, my husband milked cows for 35 years, and it allowed us to, well, I don't know if retire is the word, because he still does hay and has beef cattle. We've got about 100 head, but we're not milking cows twice a day.
equipment before we get worn out, and you just keep tinkering it along. Or this way, stuff that's been worn out, you can get rid of and get something that's going to replace it, where we never would have had the money to do it before.
And that was the case for a lot of farmers.
Oh yeah, probably for 90% of us. It's helped the economy that way.
They talk about above Route 80 and below Route 80, and this is always north of that has always been more of a depressed area. And there was actually a point where you went from empty storefronts up in our area, and you'd drive past the line and you'd see prosperity, and that actually kind of flipped.
So they built really good roads, because we used to have dirt and potholes and mud.
Like even this road?
Oh yeah, this road was done originally by the gas company.
Really?
And the townships have the money to maintain it.
There are a lot of service companies that are involved in every operation on the well, whether it's preparing the pad, drilling the well, fracking the well, then putting it into production. And then there's an employee that comes to every one of these wells every day and monitors all the equipment.
So we're talking tens of thousands of
I
jobs.
think it probably is. And then when you talk about royalty owners, a lot of people are pretty surprised at the numbers. I just ran some numbers today again. I would say that there's in excess of 150,000 people statewide receiving royalties from these wells.
I think I would say overall that there are certainly positive and negative aspects, and that you can't discount the economic concerns, but you can't discount the environmental concerns either.
Joe Biden wants to eliminate fracking.
We would work it out. We would make sure it's eliminated.
We're not going to have fracking. We're going to stop fracking. We're going to stop fracking.
I'm not banning fracking in Pennsylvania or anywhere else.
For Pennsylvania in particular, the statement that fracking will continue or will not continue certainly is very impactful. And so I think there are many people who would be paying attention to what the candidates have to say about that particular issue.
Joe Biden will ban fracking and abolish Pennsylvania energy.
Never said I oppose fracking.
You said it on tape.
I did show the tape.
It does scare some people to think that a politician would be campaigning to take it away, but it's too important in this state. So for anybody to say that we should get rid of fossil fuels, it'd be a death knell to the economy in Pennsylvania, and really, you know, they're not being practical because nobody rides their bicycle everywhere. You know?
It may very well turn voters off either way. And there are people who feel very strongly about fracking and its negative effects and externalities, like environmental impacts. Just like any heavy industry, fracking does present environmental negative effects, such as air pollution, potential water pollution, deforestation, and habitat fragmentation. All of those issues certainly are valid concerns.
The real truth is the federal government does not control fracking. Fracking is a state-controlled. We control it by our leases, which is controlled by the gas companies. They control it, really. But unless there's an environmental problem, I don't see how they're ever going to stop fracking.